welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new movies that will be released in the month of March. On March 1st, After the Pandemic will be released. It is a dark sci-fi thriller set around the COVID pandemic. The film is set in a post-apocalyptic world where a global airborne pandemic has wiped out 90% of the Earth's population, and only the young and immune have endured as scavengers. The Pink Cloud will also be released on March 1st. A deadly pink cloud appears in the sky, forcing everyone to stay home. Strangers at first, the main characters try to take on the role of being a couple as years of lockdown pass. On March 2nd, Against the Ice will be released. In 1909, Denmark's Arctic expedition, led by Captain Mikkelsen, was attempting to disprove the United States' claim to northeast Greenland. This claim was based on the assumption that Greenland was broken up into two different pieces of land. Leaving his crew behind with the ship, Mikkelsen embarks on a journey across the ice with his inexperienced crew member, Ivar Iverson. The two men succeed in finding proof that Greenland is one island, but returning to the ship takes longer and is much harder than expected. The movie will premiere on Netflix. The Weekend Getaway will premiere on Netflix on March 3rd. A weekend getaway to Croatia goes awry when a woman is accused of killing her best friend, and her efforts to get to the truth uncover a painful secret. Surviving Paradise, A Family Tale, will premiere on Netflix on March 3rd. As the Kalahari Desert faces a worsening dry season, prides, packs, and herds of all kinds must rely on the power of family to survive. This documentary is available on Netflix. The Batman will premiere on March 4th. From Warner Brothers Pictures comes The Batman, with director Matt Reeves at the helm and with Robert Pattinson starring as Gotham City's vigilante detective, Batman, and billionaire Bruce Wayne. Fresh will premiere on March 4th. The movie follows Noah, who meets the alluring Steve at a grocery store, and given her frustration with dating apps, she takes a chance and gives him her number. After their first date, Noah is smitten and accepts Steve's invitation to a romantic weekend getaway, only to find that her new paramour has been hiding some unusual appetites. Night Ride premieres on March 4th. This movie is a real-time one-shot thriller set on the midnight streets of Belfast. It places us in the driver's seat with small-time dealer Budge as he tries to pull one last deal with cash borrowed from a dangerous loan shark. When the handover goes catastrophically wrong, Budge finds himself in a race against time to find his missing product and get a new buyer before the loan shark tracks him down. Great Freedom premieres on March 4th. In post-war Germany, liberation by the Allies does not mean freedom for everyone. Hans has been found guilty of his homosexuality, deemed grounds for imprisonment under paragraph 175. Over the course of decades, he is spied on repeatedly and jailed repeatedly as a result. As Hans returns to prison again and again, he develops an unlikely bond with his cellmate Victor, a convicted murderer. Tyson's Run premieres on March 11th. When 15-year-old Tyson attends public school for the first time, his life is changed forever. While helping his father clean up after the football team, Tyson befriends champion marathon runner Aklilu. Never letting his autism hold him back, Tyson becomes determined to run his first marathon in hopes of winning his father's approval. The Adam Project premieres on March 11th. A time-traveling pilot teams up with his younger self and his late father to come to terms with his past while saving his future. Turning Red premieres on March 11th. The movie introduces Mei Lee, a confident, dorky 13-year-old torn between staying her mother's dutiful daughter and the chaos of adolescence. And as if changes to her interests, relationships, and body weren't enough, whenever she gets too excited, she poofs into a giant red panda. I Am Here premieres on March 11th. Ella is not your average 98-year-old. Her feisty and magnetic personality makes her past even more surprising. follow the spirited South African Holocaust survivor as she reveals to her family her astonishing life journey and her unwavering appreciation for life. Rescued by Ruby premieres on March 17th. State Trooper Dan dreams of joining the canine search and rescue team, but no one will give him a chance. Shelter dog Ruby dreams of having a home, but is running out of hope. When fate brings Dan and Ruby together, it's their unshakable bond that helps them face their toughest challenge yet. Uma premieres on March 18th. Uma is Korean for the word mother, and the movie follows Amanda and her daughter living a quiet life on an American farm. But when the remains of her estranged mother arrive from Korea, Amanda becomes haunted by the fear of turning into her own mother. The Lost City premieres on March 25th. Brilliant but reclusive author Loretta Sage has spent her career writing about exotic places in her popular romance adventure novels featuring handsome cover model Alan, who has dedicated his life to embodying the hero character Dash. While on tour promoting her new book with Alan, Loretta is kidnapped by an eccentric billionaire who hopes that she can lead him to the ancient city that is in her latest story and is the apparent home of a treasure. Wanting to prove that he can be a hero in real life and not just on the pages of her books, Alan sets off to rescue Loretta. Thrust into an epic jungle adventure, the unlikely pair will need to work together to survive the elements and find the ancient treasure before it's lost forever. Alright, well that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that little bell button down below to receive a notification the next time I upload a video. I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.